Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Real Breakdown. I'm Roger, this is Kate, you know who we are. What are we here to do today, guys? We are going to do a rewatch of Avatar: The Last Airbender. With what's going on with the world right now, we're all home, so we said, you know what? Why not just do a rewatch of our favorite show? At least my favorite show of all time. I don't know how it is for you, but
it's pretty up there.
So guys, we've seen this show a ton of times. We used to have a tradition, a family tradition, where we would always watch it every summer when we were in school. So this is not a watch our reactions. This is for the people that have already seen this show. So if you have not seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, you gotta go watch it first of all. But add this to your watch later. We're going to do a series where we're going to watch all the episodes, Season 1, Season 2, Season 3. We're going to talk about what we thought about each episode, what we liked, what we didn't like, what we absolutely loved, what we didn't know was going to happen. So really, guys, this is just a rewatch of Avatar: The Last Airbender, a show that I absolutely love. Right now, we are still reading some of the comics that came out afterwards, so we're still kind of learning some of the mythos. We're also watching Legend of Korra, so we might do some videos on that. But the main series is what we love and what I personally think is the best TV show to date. Please follow along with us, guys, and let's get started. Alright guys, so we got our popcorn ready to go. Season 1, Book 1, Water, Episode 1, The Boy in the Iceberg. Let's get it started.
The one that started it all.
Absolutely.
Water. Earth.
Classic.
Fire. Air.
Do you remember how long it took us to
My grandmother
figure
used to tell
who
me
each one of them
stories
was?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
A time of peace, when the Avatar kept balance between the Water Tribes, Earth Kingdom, Fire Nation, and Air Nomads. But that all changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Only the Avatar mastered all four elements. Only he could stop the ruthless firebenders. But when the world needed him most, he vanished.
Such great
100 years
mythology.
have passed,
Like,
and the Fire Nation is nearing victory in the war.
They really thought
2
everything out
years
too.
ago, my father and the men of my tribe journeyed to the Earth Kingdom to help fight against the Fire Nation, leaving me and my brother to look after our tribe.
I love that
Some
she's
people
narrating
believe
it,
that
you
the
know?
Avatar was never reborn into the Air Nomads, and that the cycle is broken. But I haven't lost hope. I still believe that somehow, the Avatar will return to save the world.
Just you wait.
Yeah, you never get tired of like the music and the intro, and
The score is perfect.
I mean just that intro alone like gets you hooked because of the mythology, the rich mythology that they give you in just those few seconds. So I love that they started it like that.
It's not getting away from me this time. Watch and learn, Katara. This is how you catch a fish.
Sokka, look!
Katara, you're gonna scare it away.
Look, Sokka! I caught one! Hey!
Why is it that every time you play with magic water, I get soaked?
It's not magic, it's water bending. And
Yeah, an ancient art unique to our culture, blah, blah, blah.
I'm not the one who makes muscles at myself every time I see my reflection in the water.
Every brother ever. I love like our introduction to like any sort of bending and how they explained it. You know, I mean,
Go left! Go left!
You call that left?
You don't like my steering. Well, maybe you should have waterbended us out of the ice.
So it's my fault.
I knew I should have left you home. Leave it to a girl to screw things up.
freaking
You
Sokka.
are the most sexist, immature, nut-brained... I'm embarrassed to be related to you.
It really did start out like that, man.
Yeah, and
Ever since Mom died, I've been doing all the work
This is where we get some backstory on their family.
Katara?
I even wash all the clothes.
Have you ever smelled your dirty socks?
Let me tell you. Not pleasant.
Katara, settle down!
No, that's it. I'm done helping you. From now on your own.
Okay, you've gone from weird to freakish, Katara.
You mean I did that?
Yep. Congratulations.
Here he comes.
Like, who thought of this? Like, such a great idea. He just looks so awesome there. I love that shot. Like, just so cool.
The fact that for 100 years his ancestors have been able to keep him alive. Crazy.
We have to help.
His ancestors.
Get back here.
We don't know
Past
what
lives,
that is.
sorry.
Oh,
Because he's in the Avatar suit.
5 hours later. I wonder if that was more like her hitting or her water bending.
All that energy.
The first time we see a mixed animal breed.
Yeah. What's that?
Zuko!
Uncle, do you realize what this means?
I want you to ask my game.
It means my search. It's about to come to an end.
Please sit. Why don't you enjoy a cup of calming jasmine tea?
I don't need any calming tea. I need to capture the Avatar. Helmsman, head a course for the light.
Dude, the first time I watched this, I was like, I thought it was gonna be like some like beast, you know, like
Some like
super tough, yeah.
demon.
And then we like,
Immediately passes out.
oh my god, and then the scene.
Stop
Typical Sokka behavior, first of all.
Mhm.
This makes me think of the SpongeBob. I need.
I need to ask you something. No, please, come closer. What is it? Will you go penny sledding with me? Sure, I guess.
Still probably one of the best pickup lines.
Right.
What's going on here?
That's how you get the
You
ladies,
tell us.
guys.
How'd you get in the ice? And why aren't you frozen?
I'm not sure.
He's like, don't touch me. Appa!
It's interesting too how like the animation in the first few episodes was so different than like towards the end.
Wake up, buddy. This is Appa, my flying bison.
Right. And this is Katara, my,
My
flying
flying
sister.
sister. I wish I could fly.
Did you see that crazy bolt of light? He was probably trying to signal the Fire Navy.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's a spy for the Fire Navy. You can tell by that evil look in his eye. The paranoid one is my brother, Sokka. You never told us your name. I'm Aang.
You just sneezed and flew 10 feet in the air.
Really? It felt higher than that. You're an airbender. Sure am.
Giant light beams, flying bison, airbenders. I think I got midnight sun madness. I'm going home to where stuff makes sense.
Good luck.
Well, if you guys are stuck, Appa and I can give you a lift.
Young
Why are you
love.
smiling at me like that? I was smiling?
That's one of my favorite like Aang being flirty kind of scenes, or like being like young and like, you know, childish. Like, it's so funny.
I'm going to bed now. Oh. Yep, a man needs his rest. Prince Zuko, you need some sleep. Even if you're right, and the Avatar is alive, you won't find him. Your father, grandfather, and great-grandfather all tried and failed.
Because their honor didn't hinge on the Avatar's capture. Mine does. This coward's 100 years in hiding are over.
It's interesting how like we get all these pieces of nugget that of information in the storyline that the first time we watched it we probably didn't even realize.
Yeah, we had no idea. And now it's like,
Hey.
foreshadowing.
Yep.
If you had any idea what happened to the Avatar. No. I didn't know him. I mean, I knew people that knew him. But I didn't. Sorry. Okay, just curious. Good night.
Filthy
Sleep
liar.
tight.
That's the face of guilt.
But that lets you know that he has a good conscience and that like he actually feels bad about lying.
He's just young and naive.
They do flashbacks so well in this show, and this is just being like the first example of it. The first time we see it. Like actually in use, yeah.
Probably his first time using it too.
Wake up!
Yeah.
It's okay. We're in the village now. Come on, get ready. Everyone's waiting to meet you.
I remember the first time I saw this, I thought it was so cool.
His tattoos.
His tattoos.
Aang, this is the entire village. Entire village, Aang.
That has to be like 12 people.
Yep.
Well, no one has seen an airbender in 100 years. We thought they were extinct until my granddaughter and grandson found you.
Extinct? Aang, this is my grandmother.
Call me Gran.
What is this?
Those sound
Olympic?
effects.
You can't stab anything with this.
It's not for stabbing. It's for airbending. Magic trick. Do it again. Not magic, airbending. It lets me control the air currents around my glider and fly.
You know, last time I checked, humans can't fly.
Check again.
I mean, he basically just scientifically explained what he's doing, but like in a non-scientific way.
But like in Toy Story, I'm falling with style.
Gliding.
I sense he's filled with much wisdom.
See? Now I'm telling us stuff like that.
You know, now that I think about it, I feel like Aang is a good like medium between like Katara and Sokka. Silly but serious.
Right, serious when he has to be.
Yeah. The first time we see firebending, I thought this was so cool.
No, power in firebending comes from the breath, not the muscles. The breath becomes energy in the body. The energy extends past your limbs and becomes fire.
So cool. Such a good explanation.
Enough. I've been drilling the sequence all day. Teach me the next set. I'm more than ready.
No, you are impatient. You have yet to master your basics. Drill it again.
And we already know how wise Iroh is.
Well, this first introduction
That the Avatar is the
to
last
Iroh
airbender.
and
He must be
Zuko
over
tells us
100
everything we
years
need to know
old
about their
now.
relationship
He's had a century to master
and their
the four
characterisms.
elements. I'll need more than basic
Well,
firebending to defeat
At least at the
him.
beginning.
You will
Right.
teach me the advanced set.
But now I know
Very
that
well.
he is
But
wise,
first,
respected,
I must finish
honorable,
my roast
and
duck.
he's impatient, like aggressive, wants to get ahead,
Men,
you know.
it's important that you show no fear when you face a firebender in the Water Tribe.
I feel like some of this for me is like some of the
What's wrong
less
with you? We don't have
memorable
time for
stuff.
fun and games with the war going
Well,
on.
it's
Even-
memorable because I've watched it so many times, but it's not what I get
You're
excited
kidding, right?
about.
Yeah. Like they're dropping nuggets of information and we're getting like a deeper look into their characters, but at the same time it's, you know, not the most. This is where I think season 1 kind of lacks a little bit, because I think it takes a while for us to get off of the South Pole.
I'm an airbender, not a waterbender. Isn't there someone in your tribe who can teach you?
No, you're looking at the only waterbender in the whole South Pole.
That's so crazy to me. Can you imagine being
Waterbender
like
needs to master water.
the only one when it used to be so
What about the
common?
North
Kind of like
Pole? There's
Aang.
another water tribe up there,
Yeah.
right? Maybe they have waterbenders who can teach you.
Maybe. But we haven't had contact with our sister tribe in a long time.
We're getting so much
It's not
information,
exactly
so much
turn right at
lore.
Second Glacier. It's on the other side
But
of
do
the
I
world.
think we need the penguin sledding scene? No. But we're getting so much information, so it's like, it has to be there. You know, it is what it is. It still makes me enjoy the later seasons more, you know?
I mean,
I think that's essentially what season 1 is. It's very adventure-based, setting up for the plot that's coming.
Well, I think, I agree, but I think it's also like, we need all these little tidbits. We need to like, you know, go through all this to build up to what we get in season 2 and season 3.
And I love how Aang quite literally brings fun back into their village. Like, I feel like since the war and everything, that's something they haven't really had time for, and he kind of reminds them what that's like.
He does that a few times in the show, which I think is really fun because that's another quality of the airbenders, the air nomads. Is like,
Whoa. What is that?
I thought that was cool.
a Fire Navy ship, and a very bad memory for my people. This ship has haunted my tribe since Gran was a little girl. It was part of the Fire Nation's first attacks.
Okay, back up. I have friends all over the world, even in the Fire Nation. I've never seen any war.
Aang, how long were you in that iceberg?
I don't know, a few days maybe?
I think it was more like 100 years.
What? That's impossible. Do I look like a 112-year-old man to you?
Think about it. The war is a century old. You don't know about it because somehow you were in there that whole time. It's the only explanation.
That'd be so crazy.
100 years. I can't believe it.
I'm sorry, Aang. Maybe somehow there's a bright side to all this.
I did get to meet you.
Aw.
Always
Come on,
looking on the
let's get
positive
out of
side. Could you imagine, like, taking a nap, waking up, and they're like, it's
Aang,
been 100
let's head
years?
back.
No, I
This
can't.
place is creepy.
Huh?
Booby trap.
What's that you said about booby traps?
But like, who set all that up?
Uh-oh. Hold on tight! Ah!
The last airbender. Quite agile for his old age. Wake my uncle! Tell him I found the Avatar.
I forget that he didn't know he was a child.
As well as his hiding place.
Poor village
Dang.
people. They're like, I did not sign up for this.
Yeah. So that's it. That's the first episode. I mean, that... oh, and then we get our...
Honestly, a bop.
Okay, so that's episode 1. I still think it's a really good episode in as far as, you know, bringing you into this world and piquing your interest. Do I think it's the best first episode of any show ever? No, but I think that, you know, watching this, it has enough for you to keep going, and then as you watch more, you get more and more like piqued into the show. Every time we watch the season, I personally kind of say, we have to watch the first season, but then like I start watching it and I'm like, oh yeah, like there are things I like about the season. I still think that what really gets people's attention for this show is the mythology, is the lure, and so I think it's a good solid first episode. I'm here for it.
Yeah,
What about you?
I think we've just seen the first season so many times that it's like,
Yeah.
you know, I kind of know it, not by heart, but like when I watch it, I'm like, I remember all of this happening.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely think like the humor is something that sticks out about the show as well, because me being younger when I first watched it, a lot of this stuff went over my head. But clearly I liked it for a reason, and I think it had to do with, you know, the cool powers, but also the humor, and I think there's just a really good mixture of everything. So it's just like a really nice balance, and I still love it, even though it's like I've seen it so many times, and it's like, okay, like,
It's a really good intro because you get a good intro to all the characters. Now, you don't get too deep with any of the characters, and you get some information, but at the time of watching it, the first time you don't know that that information is going to be important, but it's still there for you, and later it comes into play. And I started watching this show when it was on TV, but I never watched it consistently. So I would watch an episode and I'd be like, I don't know what this is, but it just looks interesting just based off of the intro, the fire, water, long ago, blah 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 blah. Like, just based off of that, I would watch a few episodes here and there when it was coming out live on TV. But it wasn't until we bought the DVD set that we watched everything from beginning to end, because I could just tell that it was a good storyline. And now we have it on DVD, Blu-ray, and digital. So Avatar has got our money, that's for sure. Good episode. Ready to go on to the next one. So hope to see you guys there. Bye.
bye.